Hello folks, I just wanted to do a video on Michael Jackson and Donald Trump, O.J. Simpson, get some truth out there. You know, I've known for a long time the truth about Michael Jackson, so I wanted to do a video about that. One of the most iconic figures of all time, certainly huge when I was growing up. Here's some different pictures of him, but not all. I don't think any of these are the real Michael. This one is. This one is. This is a fake. This is a fake. All these are fakes, especially this one. That was a real one. That was a fake. So you can see all the fakes because this was the guy that they used a lot, and he was from Latin America. Most of them were lookalikes and replacements. That one's not even that close. And then people accepted this one, and they accepted all the explanations that were given. Oh, his skin's turning white. He's got a disease. He's had plastic surgeries. His nose is falling off. That was never the real Michael to begin with. Trying to be Michael, he had a wig on. He would put his face on, paint it white, put his red lipstick on. This was the one that was the last one that played Michael. And he died, or they just ended it. They just ended the whole Michael Jackson charade because the original one had been dead for so long. Truth is, Thriller was the real last big accomplishment the real Michael Jackson had. I was going to play the video. In fact, I uploaded the first video and it was blocked worldwide in 5 minutes, so I had to remake this. This was the real Michael doing his Thriller. He started making this album in 1982, and in 1984 it was the #1 album in the world. I think he was about 24 years old when this came out in 1984. His Thriller video was set precedence, and it was huge. Huge back in the days when MTV played music. Just wanted to show you some things. This is Michael when he was about 8 or 10 years old. And this is when it really has started happening for Michael. When all the bad things started happening. They put him in the industry. They made him an industry kid. If you're in the industry, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He's wearing red. Red is the color that denotes sex slave. He was a sex slave in the industry. His father used to pimp him out. His father was his taxi driver, would take him to hotels to meet with executives, pedophiles in Hollywood. On the left are the real pics of Michael, and on the right I put the fakes. Real ones on the left, fake ones on the right. These were nauseating. This one and this one. They were just so nauseating. Notice the hand. Michael Jackson here. Look how huge and reptilian-like this hand is. Look how bony the arm is. His other arm is really long and bony too. It's like he's shape-shifting in the middle of his video. And he used to always cover his hands with gloves. They said he was germophobic or whatever. It was hiding his unusually large hands. Those aren't even human. Look at those hands. You know, when Michael was little, see, there he goes again, another close-up of the hand and the bony arms. The Latino that played Michael, right there. Some of these other fakes. Just puppets, pawns. Not really the real Michael Jackson. And what happened to him was that he was involved with the Hollywood LA group of Satanism. He had signed the dotted line, he had joined the Illuminati, taken the oath, all that crap. And he became the high priest of LA. And when you become the high priest of LA, it's a huge group, just thousands of people in it. When you go to a Hollywood event, you see all those 50 rows of people, and the celebrities are always in the back 10 rows. And the first 20, 30 rows are a bunch of people you don't even recognize, you don't even know who they are. And they say, oh, those are the industry executives. Those are the high-ranking Satanists of Hollywood. That's why they get to sit in the front rows. It goes by rank. And so that's why all the celebrities are in the back, because they haven't worked their way up to the front yet. So if you're a celebrity and you want to get in the front rows at the Oscars or the Grammys, you have to work your way up in seating. When you work your way up the ladder in rank, you work your way up in rows. See, that's not even him. And Michael Jackson was the high priest of all of that out there. He was the high priest at a young age of about 18 years old. And he wanted out. He was tired of it. He was sick of it. He wanted to get out. He didn't want to be high priest anymore. And so they planned his death. Because in Hollywood, you don't leave. You don't get out. And when you start causing problems, they start planning your death. And they start bringing in replacements and lookalikes. And they start training them so that they can take over who that celebrity is. And they had plenty of lookalikes and replacements for Michael, so that when they killed him, a lookalike could just step in and take over his body. Look how small this guy's hands are and fingers compared to the real Michael that I just showed you. Look how small his hands are. Look how small. They don't even compare to the real Michael Jackson's hands. And so what they did was they had him put on his demon outfit that he wore for the Thriller video. They probably had him go in and look something like this, because I heard they had him dress up like the demon in the Thriller video. And they sacrificed him on a satanic altar in LA. And the person who did it was none other than the second man in charge at the time. He was the high priest. And the second one in charge, I don't know if they call him a high priestess or what, because that's the only titles I'm familiar with, high priest and high priestess. It's usually a man and a woman, but in a lot of groups, sometimes it can be two men. But he was killed. And at the time, the one that was second in charge was Robert Shapiro. Robert Shapiro of O.J. Simpson fame. So I want to show you a conversation I had with Lucifer about this and the others. I think you'll get a kick out of it. Maybe not a kick out of it, but you'll learn something. That's then. This is now. Jason. What he's saying is that Kardashian was brought in. Kardashian was OJ's best friend, and he was supposed to recruit OJ into the Illuminati. But OJ refused to join. He used to mock them, and it used to make them really, really angry because he would mock them. You don't mock the Illuminati unless you're Sherry Schreier. But they got really, really mad at OJ, and so that's why they let him take the fall. That's why they took him down. Kardashian couldn't get him to join, and Kardashian wouldn't sacrifice his wife or kids, so they killed him with cancer. Or that's what they said it was, cancer. And they blackmailed OJ, saying that he had to give them a sacrifice because he knew too much, and that they were going to take one of his kids if he didn't. So OJ and his oldest son Jason hatched a plan with AC Crawlings to sacrifice Nicole Simpson. And what happened was, while they were sacrificing Nicole Simpson, Ron Goldman showed up on the scene. And so they went ahead and murdered him too, to make it look like it was a murder-suicide. But it was such a mess that they didn't have time to plan it right. So a lot of it was shoved under the rug. They found Jason's head at the scene, but they never investigated it. They knew there was more than one person involved, but they let OJ take the fall for it. If OJ had joined the Illuminati, they would have never found the killers. That's how that would have worked. Here's his son, Jason. Jason wearing a dark-colored knit cap while playing with his dog on his bed. This knit cap is suspected to be the one found at the crime scene, which contained hairs from an African-American male, as well as hairs from a dog. It was his hat and his gloves too they found. There he is at the trial, the court. There's AC Crawlings. Callings, I don't know why I call him Crawlings. He helped plan it, and then he just stayed out of the limelight after that. Donald Trump. Donald always looks clueless. He always looks like he's waiting for a thought. He's always waiting for the next transmission to tell him what to say, or to get a thought of what to say.